Hey everyone, I'm Riya Malik and welcome to another episode of Baking Basics by the Pink Truck. Here we debunk all of the MasterChef dessert recipes and try to figure out, do they taste as good as they look? If you're new here, please do subscribe to the channel. We're also new here, so it'll help us grow and continue making more videos like this. So please do consider subscribing to the channel. So without further ado, let's get into this episode's dessert. I'm going back to the start, right to season 1. The first dessert recipe that I could find was of a chocolate fudge cake served with pistachios, chocolate ganache and a rose cream. Today we'll be making that recipe and I'll be figuring out whether it's worth making it at home. So let's get baking. To make this dessert, you will need. To make the fudge cake, add your chocolate and butter in a bowl. We will heat this in the microwave in 30-second intervals until it is all melted and no lumps remain. Keep this aside to cool completely. Next, we're going to separate our egg whites and egg yolks. Make sure the bowl that you're transferring your egg whites into is completely grease-proof. Divide your sugar into 2 equal parts. Add 1 part to the egg yolks and start beating. We'll continue to beat this until it looks pale and fluffy. Moving on to our egg whites. Start beating it until it looks bubbly and frothy. Next, we are going to rein in the sugar a little bit at a time to make sure the egg whites whip up nicely. Next, add the flour to the cooled butter and chocolate mixture. Stir and combine this until there are no lumps. Now, very carefully and slowly, we are going to fold in our whipped egg yolk and sugar mixture, making sure you don't knock out a lot of air. Now we are going to take our egg whites and fold this into our mixture in 2 parts. Make sure you're very slow and deliberate. Use the cut and fold method to ensure that you don't knock out excess air. This is what the final batter should look like. Smooth, silky and airy and light. We are now going to transfer it into our prepared baking tin. With the help of an angle palette knife, smoothen out the top to ensure you have a flat surface to ensure even baking. Cut out another piece of parchment the same size as your baking pan. Now take this and put on top of your batter, just lightly touching the surface. We are going to bake our cake in a water bath. Place your baking tin inside a bigger container. Now pour in hot water only up to the halfway mark of the baking tin. We are going to bake this at 180 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes. Next, to make the ganache, we are going to add our chocolate to our cream. We are going to heat this in the microwave in 15 to 20-second intervals. Keep stirring to make sure there are no lumps remaining. Now, take your pistachios and chop them up coarsely. For our rose cream, we are going to start by beating our whipped cream. Now add the gulkand or the rose water and continue to beat until incorporated. At this stage, you can taste and adjust accordingly. Once your cake is cooled completely, carefully peel back the top layer of the parchment paper. It's finally time for assembly. Using a circle cutter, I've cut out a round piece of chocolate cake. On top, first we're going to put in a dollop of chocolate ganache. And with the help of a palette knife, we're going to smoothen the top out. Next, I'm going to sprinkle our coarsely chopped pistachios right on top of our chocolate ganache. And now finally, going to finish this off with our rose cream. You can quenelle it, you can put a rocher, or you can just pipe it directly from a piping bag. Just right there in the middle. So this is the dessert from season 1 of MasterChef. You have to give your honest opinion on what it tastes like. Are you up for it?
Sure. Let's give it a go.
You want to know what it is?
No.
Okay, going in blind. And
It's a sugar punch. It is extremely heavy. Oh my god.
like one bite and you're done?
Yeah, there's no relief in this. It's just.
But the cream helps?
It helps. It's really tasty, but it's just really heavy. It's just too much. Oh,
Do you like the flavors at least?
it's nice. Meaning, it's nothing that I've not had before.
If this was a pressure test or an elimination, would I survive this challenge? No?
No.
So how are you rating it out of 10?
I'd probably give it a 3 or a 4.
Ouch. Okay. So you can leave the plate now. Or you can have it. No, you're good. Okay. Thanks. Bye. In my personal opinion, I found the dessert to be a little bit on the sweeter and denser side. I prefer more balanced and more light, airy desserts. But to be honest, I think it could also be because of the chocolate I used. I used a 46% chocolate. You could go ahead and make this with a 70% or a higher percentage chocolate as well. I think that would give you a much more balanced taste. Apart from that, the recipe suggested to bake this cake for 30 minutes at 160 degrees in a water bath. I did exactly that, but when I tried to take the cake out, it was really moving a lot. So I ended up baking it for 10 minutes more. That was a total of 40 minutes. But when I turned the cake upside down, the bottom was still very wet and raw. I would suggest baking this at least for 50 minutes without even once opening the oven door. As Ishan rated this a 3 on 10, I would probably rate this a 4 on 10. I really liked how the cake tasted the next day, especially. It was really chewy. I really liked the texture of it, so that's how I'm giving it 1 mark more. But honestly, I think it could do without the chocolate ganache. It just made it more rich. So that's something that I would avoid and just eat the cake as is. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next episode and we'll try and debunk another MasterChef dessert and figure out whether it's worth making it at home and does it taste good. Till then, stay safe, take care of your family and loved ones and be kind to each other. And also, happy baking. Bye.